He's a big guard, shot maker.
Dallas Mavericks trading for P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford.
You know, this is a time for Bogdanovic to be a hero in the Big Apple, to get some fans behind him.
He can work off the dribble. He fills every need the Thunder had.
Look at this, 825 catch and shoot three-pointers. He's had the most in the NBA in this time.
The NBA trade deadline is in the books, and the 30 NBA teams have made their last roster changes before the final couple of months of the 2023-24 regular season. There are 4 teams that are considered winners of the trade deadline, and here is what they did. We start with the New York Knicks, who are having a promising season, and with their last acquisitions, the Knicks look like a real contender in the East. The Knicks landed Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks from the Detroit Pistons in exchange for Evan Fournier, Quentin Grimes, Malachi Flynn, Ryan Arcidiacono, and 2 future second-round draft picks. Bogdanovic is in his 10th season in the league and has spent the last 2 with the Pistons, being their highest-paid player. Bogdanovic is an excellent shooter, averaging around 20 points per game in his time in Detroit. The former EuroLeague MVP is shooting 39.5% from three-point territory on 5.4 attempts per game.
Not his first 3, won't be his last. Bojan with a 2. Bogdanovic back to the basket. Murray with 2. Bojan! Shooter Isaiah Livers. Bojan Bogdanovic finds the shot.
His career. He has been a regular starter, and he seems like a perfect fit for the Knicks. The Croat can be an excellent spot-up shooter and can also create for himself. Burks is a similar type of player, like Bogdanovic, and has already played for the Knicks from 2020 to 2022. He is in his 13th season in the league and is averaging 12.6 points per game this season.
Against McDaniels. Burks with a drive.
Alec Burks, turn around on the timer. Burks against Morris. Burks, the jumper. 3 on the 24-second clock. Burks, contested.
He had a couple of 30-plus point games this season and will get a lot of playing time for the Knicks coming off the bench. This is an excellent move for the Knicks, who landed 2 valuable scoring opportunities in Bogdanovic and Burks. In return, they gave up 4 players, but only Grimes had a significant role on the team. The 2 veteran guards can be very efficient in limited minutes and will benefit from playing next to Jalen Brunson. The Dallas Mavericks are another team that looks way better after the deadline. They made 2 trades that went under the radar, but were everything they needed to make their team better. First, the Mavs traded Richaun Holmes and draft compensation to the Washington Wizards in exchange for Daniel Gafford. Holmes barely played for the Mavs, and they managed to swap him for Gafford, who has the best season of his career.
Daniel Gafford skying for the offensive rebound and a nice
Blocked by Gafford on that drive.
inside feed to Gafford. Count the bucket and 1.
Ball free throws. There's a miss there by Durant.
Gafford.
The 25-year-old averages 11.1 points and 8 rebounds for the season, while shooting 68.9% from the field. His ability to finish strong in the paint and be active on the offensive board is exactly what the Mavs needed. Another player who will play much better alongside Luka Doncic in Dallas is P.J. Washington. The Mavs sent Grant Williams and Seth Curry to Charlotte in the trade for Washington. He is a 6'7" versatile player who can be productive both as a wingman and a power forward. Washington is averaging 13.6 points per game this season, while shooting 32.3% from three-point territory.
Trying to go for their last 5. P.J. Washington, game's first shot
of the Utah Jazz.
Little floater for P.J. He's now Grimsley High School before transferring and finishing his high school experience at Wesley and Chris.
Especially from under the rim.
Ishmael back in the ballgame for the Hornets. He finds Pete. That's all the scoring for Utah. P.J. First shot.
The Mavs still depend on Doncic and Kyrie Irving, but with the additions of Gafford and Washington, they look way better. The third winner of the NBA trade deadline is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They already turned from being a young team into a real contender, and adding veteran Gordon Hayward makes them even bigger of a threat for the competition in the West. OKC sent Trey Mann, Vasilije Micic, and Davis Bertans to the Hornets for Hayward. This is the fourth team for Hayward, who made the All-Star team in 2017. He averaged 14.5 points per game for the Hornets this season on 36.9% shooting from the field.
Bad misses from him early in this game.
From the elbow.
Yeah. Not touch the shooter at all, so he has that in his back pocket. Says, hey, I'm deep. I have a deep team. Let's try somebody else.
He is in. You can tell how much pain he's in. Oh, that hurt.
Hayward.
Be nice.
Hayward brings the necessary experience to the Thunder team and will be a great fit next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as a second scoring option. The Thunder got an elite scorer and gave up 3 players that they barely used, which makes this deal very good for the Hornets as well, who are in a rebuilding mode and will get more depth. The Philadelphia 76ers are going through a difficult period as reigning MVP Joel Embiid is out with an injury. They made a couple of moves before the deadline, adding Buddy Hield and Cameron Payne. Hield has been on the Pacers' trading block for years, and he finally left Indiana. The Sixers gave up Marcus Morris Sr., Furkan Korkmaz, and 3 future second-round picks. That is a big price the Sixers paid, but Hield is an elite shooter who can be very effective playing next to Embiid. Hield averages 12.3 points this season, while shooting 38.4% from distance. This is the move he wanted, as he will be in the starting lineup for a contending team. Cameron Payne is coming from Milwaukee, where he spent the first half of the season. He is a solid backup point guard who played in the 2021 NBA Finals for the Phoenix Suns. Payne averages 6.5 points and 2.5 assists per game this season.
Kumbo, drive and kick. Payne. It's 100-92 as we start the fourth quarter. Payne, the penetration.
Throughout the course of the season with the way the schedule has gone lately.
Payne.
Cameron Payne drives, left-handed scoop. Payne drives on Connaughton.
The Sixers are also expected to sign Kyle Lowry, who reached a buyout with the Charlotte Hornets after he was traded from the Miami Heat. The Los Angeles Lakers were expected to be more active before the deadline, which they weren't, but they ended up picking Spencer Dinwiddie from the waivers. The point guard was traded from the Brooklyn Nets to the Toronto Raptors in exchange for Dennis Schroeder, but ended up on the Lakers after he got released. The Lakers basically get an excellent point guard without giving up anything in return. The Suns added a nice piece in Royce O'Neal, who will be the 3-and-D guy in Phoenix. Knowing how great scorers the Suns have in Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, O'Neal is the right addition for the team from Arizona. O'Neal comes from Brooklyn, along with David Roddy, in exchange for Jordan Goodwin, Keita Bates-Diop, and 3 second-round draft picks. The Minnesota Timberwolves, who are one of the best teams in the West this season, landed Monte Morris from the Pistons in exchange for Shake Milton, Troy Brown Jr., and a 2030 second-round pick. The trade deadline did not feature a superstar movement, but still, a couple of teams made deals that would make them much better in the second part of the season. Whether it will make a real difference in the playoffs, only time will tell.